yesterday we talked about picking out ribbons and embellishments, beads and so on. And I went ahead last night and went through my ribbons to try and finalize what I was going to use. And generally speaking, the ones that I thought about yesterday were the ones that I ended up with, but not always. And I also want to show you a little trick. I guess it's not really a trick, but if you have ever done any beading and you have a bunch of beads around, you can make some really nice drops. And what you need to be able to open the package. Okay. And I have some pretty beads here, and I'm going to make a drop. Actually, I don't know if I have something here. You know, it's really fun getting all this stuff, but then you have to keep track of everything else. Okay, anyway, and that's not on the agenda at the moment. So you need a head pin, piece of wire with like a nail head on the end, beads, and then some pliers. And I use a round nose plier and a regular plier, needle nose plier, and a wire clipper. So the way you make the drop is, these are real, I'm not going to make an elaborate one. You string your beads, thread your beads, I should say, onto the wire, and then you take your regular needle nose pliers, grip it close to the bead, and bend it at a 90-degree angle. And then you get your round nose pliers, you put the pliers in that bend, and bend the wire around so you have a loop. And then you go back and you grab the loop with your needle nose pliers, and you take a loose end and you pull it around, and you just wrap it down the wire as tight as you can get it to that top bead, and then you clip it. And you're going to be left with probably a little end that's going to be sharp. So you just grab it, and so there's a little cute little decoration. Really cute, actually. And may as well do another one. I'll put these in here. So once again, we thread the beads, grab it close to the top bead, bend it in 90 degrees with the curve of your needle nose or your round pliers in that bend. Steady hands help if anybody has any. Now I've got the loop. Grab the loop. The loop isn't going anywhere, but I'm going to wrap down on that top bead. And sometimes I'm more successful than other times. But these came out pretty well, pretty good. And then you can use them to embellish your tags. Now if you make this top loop big enough, you can run your ribbon through it. And otherwise, you can add a number of drops like this to a ring and run that larger ring through your loop. So there's an example of a ring with 2 drops hanging from it. And what else do I have here? Where's my glue? Okay, here's something else that's kind of cool. This gold ring is actually the loop part of a toggle clasp, and I'm using the loop that comes off the toggle clasp for a drop, and then I put 2 other drops directly on the toggle loop. For my dog, fold it in half, and I'm going to, let's see, now I'm forgetting, but I'm going to bring it from the back to the front through the hole. Come on. And then I'm going to run the folded end of the ribbon through this little ring. Then take the 2 ends of the ribbon and pull them through the loop. Two ends, come on, 2 ends. Here's one. Here's the other one. Now that is one way to do it. So now we've seen how to put the ribbon on the tags, and we'll continue with the others. For the pink, a beautiful pink ribbon, pale pink ribbon with iridescent threads through it. For the horse, a plain aqua double-sided satin ribbon. And for the bunny, with the yellow theme, I actually decided, instead of using the yellow ribbon, to use a nice piece of peach, very pale, delicate peach seam binding. All right. If I really wanted this button on here, I could glue it on, but I think I'm just going to pass. But I do have a button that I wanted to put on this to just make it kind of over the top. And I especially want to do this to show you a product that you might find very useful, which is Art Basics Heavy Body Gel. And this stuff is a really great glue for things that are very dimensional. So I can just place quite a bit of it on the back here. Press it in place. And when that glue dries, it's going to be on there forever. So now we've finished our collection of tags, and I'm really happy with them. Even the bunny that gave me so much trouble with the ribbon. I do like the peach ribbon. Anyway, so we have our cat with our over-the-top decoration and our beautiful ribbon with the metallic thread through it. We have some gold on her, but not too much. The bunny. And I just love the way that collage turned out in the background. I think that was very fortunate that I had those pieces. Our horse. I think I will probably, when I have a chance, get some turquoise beads and redo that dangle. I do like that the beads on the dangle repeat the beads in the collage. So I think it's, maybe all I'll do in the end is find a big bead that I can glue right in the center, or a cabochon would be nice. And then our dog, who gave me so much trouble, but in the end turned out pretty cute. And now I find the need to do one more thing. Some corners. I better do the top too. So that's our crop of tags. And of course, if you want to, you can use the back for something. You could put a swath of gesso over it, and then you can write on it whatever message you might want to put. So I hope you enjoy the project and had fun doing it, and are inspired to go on and do more, or maybe even bigger collages using these same types of techniques. So thanks for being here. Happy art. Take care. Bye.